Hello everyone. So today I bring you the final episode of brush customization series. There are multiple sections that we are going to cover in this video, so sit back and enjoy. First, we will start with type. So the mono option is the default brush setting. Let's talk about the water option. This segment is very important for color blending. So the first parameter we can see is color mix. I'm going to add this two different blocks of colors side by side. And then I'm going to turn the color mix parameter to maximum. Now, if I move my brush from left to right, you can see the orange part is moving inside the yellow part. Similarly, if I do the opposite thing, you can see the yellow part is moving inside the orange part. So now, if I just mix it, it turns into something like this. Once again, if I add vertical strokes, you can see an intermediate color is creating and helping the two colors to getting mixed. Next up, we have water parameter, which also I'm going to set to maximum. So using this, you can dilute the color like we use water to dilute a paint for traditional art. So finally, we have the dragging parameter. This actually doesn't work on its own, but only works combined with color mix or water. Let me show you how. Notice that if I increase both the color mix and dragging, you can see the selected color is also showing. So this dragging parameter actually helps mixing the color even better than just using color mix alone, because in this case the saturation of the color won't decrease. So now if I turn off the dragging, you can see the prominent edge differentiating both the colors. Similarly, for the water parameter, it also dilutes it better, leaving no hard edges between two colors. So I would highly recommend to use the dragging parameter along with color mix and water if you are trying to make your very own blending brush. Moving on to the next segment, that is double. As you can see, there are double lines. One is the color we have chosen and the other is white. We can also change the color from white to anything we wish. If you want to invert the colors, you can simply toggle this button. Then with the shadow size, you can decide how thicker or thinner the shadow is going to be. Similarly, you can decide the shadow angle and distance as you wish. I personally like the distance option because you can create those 3D fonts by adjusting the parameter. So this is a random circle, and if I draw two lines over it, the circle naturally goes below those lines. Now, if I turn off separate each stroke button and do the same thing, you can see those are intersecting rather than going over the circle. I think that's pretty cool for calligraphy. Now we're going to go back to the mono option once again. So now I'm going to talk about the brush texture. As you can see, the pattern is turned off. We can turn it on and choose any of these options given. We must increase the opacity, otherwise the texture won't show up. I'm going for a standard 100% here. You can change the lower limit if you want to, but it's not necessary. The scale is set on default 100%. We can increase or decrease as per needed. We can also change the angle of the texture using next parameter. And by increasing the moving percentage, you can make the pattern move with your brush to create some interesting strokes. So that is all we need to know for the type section. This is a really important section for color blending and brush textures. Now it's time to move on to dynamic. But before we start, please note that there are two sections. One is speed and another is pressure. In both the cases, the thickness, opacity and the blurring work same way. Let me tell you how. So, the increase of the speed and pressure is directly proportional to the thickness, opacity and blurring parameter. If we increase or decrease these three parameters, faster strokes or harder strokes will be different accordingly. The only difference is the pressure parameter only works with stylus, whereas the speed parameter can be applied just by using your fingers. So now we're going to look at the thickness parameter under speed section. If I maximize the thickness parameter to 100%, the stroke becomes thicker with increasing speed. Similarly, if I decrease it, then faster stroke becomes thinner. The same way, opacity and blurring increases with increased speed and vice versa. Now I'm going to demonstrate the thickness section, but also I'm going to show you how it only works for stylus, not fingers. So this is what happens after I make this stroke with my finger with increasing pressure. Basically nothing. And now if I do it with my stylus, which is an Apple Pencil if you are wondering, we can see with increasing pressure the lines become thicker. And by decreasing this thickness parameter, we can create thinner stroke with more pressure. Now you know the deal, so you can play around with the opacity and blurring the similar way just by increasing or decreasing the pressure. But yes, you would need a stylus for that. Finally, we have reached the last part, which is settings. As you can see, if we increase the maximum thickness, we can change the size of the brush drastically. The same way, if we increase the minimum thickness, then the brush stroke won't be lower than 20. The next thing I'm going to talk about is very interesting. That is the blending mode of the brush. So as you can see, the default settings is normal. But let's change it to something else. We can simply change the blending mode to multiply or overlay or invert or color dodge. Basically, every other blending mode to make interesting strokes. Let me show you how the invert brush strokes works because it's really interesting. So this is the original color. Now if I add another stroke over it, we can see the inverted colors. So using this, you can actually create some interesting color patterns in your art. Isn't that cool? If you scroll through the list, you would be able to see a special section. So under this special section, you can create your own eraser brush or opacity brush or chain brush as you wish. Lastly, we can see the rename brush option that you can use after customizing your very own brush. And you can always click on the reset button to clear all your customization and turn it into a default brush once again. So clicking on this plus button after customizing your brush will lead to create your own customized brush that will be added under the custom brush menu. And you can delete those custom brushes by clicking on this delete button on the top left corner. With that, we finally come to the conclusion of beginner's course for brush customization. I hope you have learned the techniques and it helped you understanding the brush settings more. If you have watched all the previous videos of the series, thank you so much for following and waiting for it to be completed. I really can't thank you enough. And if you haven't watched those yet, you can always click on the card above and find it from the playlist. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week.